Good afternoon, St. Peter's. This last Sunday, we talked about the importance of community, about how it is both what God has always been calling us towards, and also how it's something that for each of us, honestly, we know is one of the most important things in our lives. I've had the privilege, honor of being with a lot of people who are in their final moments, who are walking that last mile to the Lord. And very rarely do they want to talk about their jobs or their houses or their money or anything like that. They want to talk about the Lord and what comes next. And they want to talk about the people in their lives, their friends, their family, their children, their grandchildren. That's what holds that kind of eternal weight. And I think as people enter into that moment, that's what they care about. So just as we reflect here on these, I'm now calling them 5 good minutes. I'm going to have to figure out what to call it long term, but I want to talk realistically about how do we do that? We know it's important, and yet we often struggle to invest the time we really think we should. So 3 things I want to get to today. First of all, we do have to set aside time. I think one of the tricks the devil sometimes plays is if he can't have our souls, he makes us very, very busy. Or at least where we think we're very, very busy. We fill things up. We think that getting our kids involved in every kind of youth sport is what's really going to help them in life. But I think sometimes we forget it's community still. It's walking with people. It's them seeing you walk with Jesus. That's what deeply affects them. So be sure to set aside time. There was an early church father, I can't remember who it was, who used this illustration of a house. And he said, it's often too much to say, I give you my entire house, Lord. But start with something small. God, I give you this closet. God, I give you this room. What you want to do with this room, God, I give it to you. The rest of the house is mine, but this room I give to you. I think if we can try to do the same thing with our time, God, this hour is yours. Or just leave a space open here to see what you'll do with it and see what opportunities God might bring up. So that's the first one. Time is really important. The second thing is we have to put a priority on it. We have to put it above other things. Acts 2, which is often sort of the creedal confession of what community should look like, starts by saying they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to prayer and other things, but they devoted themselves. They made it more important than other things. Church, I believe that if we're going to grow in community, that has to become so. So we say, yeah, I'm going to be there on Sundays to worship Jesus. Yeah, I'm going to be there Wednesday nights to join the fellowship or other moments as God might call, but put a priority on it, the way we put a priority on other things, and see if God won't bless us in that. And the third, what we probably talked about the most on Sunday, is it's going to take some risk-taking, right? To go deeper with people, to be more vulnerable with people, to reach out more is a risky business. But it's the best. One of my best friends, he's one of the best men in my wedding, was my roommate in college, a guy named Matt. And I remember so distinctly on like day 2 or something, I was going down to the dining hall. He had woken up before me. And as I'm walking towards the dining hall, there are some people from my dorm walking back. And they're all telling me, man, don't go anywhere near your roommate. Like he's in such a bad mood right now. Just let him be. And like 3-4 people told me that as I'm walking towards the dorm. But I thought to myself, I'm going to live with this guy for a year. I got to know. And so I saw him there. He had a newspaper up in front of his face, just blocking the whole world out. And I sit down on the other side of that newspaper and I just start kind of grumbling like, everything is terrible. Everything's awful. I hate the world. I hate everything. I hate you. Everything's wrong. And I don't remember what I said, but I was grumbling like that, kind of humorously. And I hear on the other side of the newspaper him starting to laugh. And he puts the newspaper down and we talk. And it was a risk. I mean, if he had really been mad, if he started yelling at me at that moment, I don't know what would have happened to our relationship. But in this case, it works out. I know it doesn't always work out. We tell good stories. But I want to encourage you that taking those risks to enter in deeper, entering, in all sorts of ways, in depth and vulnerability, in honesty, in time. That's where we're going to invest. And that's what's going to give us, I believe, the greatest payback. I mean, this guy has been my lifelong friend since then. We were best men in each other's wedding because we took risks with each other and got closer. I know you have stories like that too. Let's just keep trying to do it, even here in St. Peter's, even here amongst our neighbors. Let's keep reaching out, keep taking risks, keep being honest, and see if God might not bless us. And specifically, I just want to reiterate this invitation, this ask from me. Make it a priority to commit Wednesday nights in the fall to our fellowship and small group time together. I think it will be a blessing, but one way or another, we will come together in Christ's name, trusting in Him, going deeper, and I hope that fruit will come from it. I hope to see you there, and I hope to see you Sunday. Thanks, everyone.